Welcome to the 10-day growth hacking challenge with your host, Nader Sabri. The way that this challenge works is we take 10 days to do 3 growth hacks to 10x your growth. Today, we're here with Richard. He is growth hacking, wellness, and personal development. He has finished all 3 of his growth hacks. So congratulations, you've reached the end of the 10 days. We want to step back in this episode and reflect on some of the learnings that Richard has had, some of the takeaways that he can pass on to you, and finally, the pay it forward system, which is part of this challenge, which is nominating 3 more people as contenders into the 10-day growth hacking challenge. Let's get started with what were your overall learnings? What are some of the major transformations that you felt, even if it's at the very beginning or all the way at the end? Give us some insight.
So I think I'll start with the beginning. So I obviously wanted to grow. That's why I'm in this challenge, and that's why I was referred to you or linked up with you, connected with you. And when we started off, I'm in the mindset at the moment of just trying to say yes. A few podcasts come my way. I'm on board. Let me do this. Even though it's like a little bit out of my comfort zone, I understand. And I try to believe that whatever comes my way, I just need to prepare a little bit and I'll be able to handle it, good or bad, water under the bridge. So when I came to you, Growth Hack Challenge, awesome. Let's try it. Let me tell you, the first week, and I told you this before, the first week, I guess last week, going into this whole thing, it was so much action with this and then with other stuff on my plate with my clientele, existing clientele, and things I have to do like at home and with my family life and stuff. It was a lot to handle. It was a lot to juggle. And I felt it. I felt the stretch. I felt the stress. But in the back of my mind, this is where the mindset comes into play. So I'm like, don't worry, like resistance and this level of discomfort, it equates to growth. If I could just keep it up, if I could just understand things and do my best, not beat myself up, try to get as much sleep as I can and recover and all that, just be on the up and up with that. Yeah. But it was stressful. So this week, even waking up, and I was reflecting on this yesterday too. I was like, I feel good. It's the same amount of actions I need to take, right? Probably a little bit more, but I feel like, okay, like more situated. I'm able to handle a bit more. I feel more grounded. So I guess it could be just, I'm more comfortable with this amount of action that I'm taking now and just moving forward. I've gotten used to it, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. That last week was just like it was there. And then this week it's just a little looser. And I'm like, all right, I got to do it. So let me just move forward with it.
So it's settling in. Yeah. I remember in the beginning, and that happens to most people. It's like they're a little bit worried, a little bit timid. There's a little bit of stress. That's why it's a challenge. But once you get started and you build that muscle of taking action, your whole world changes around you. Like you start seeing things in different ways. You start connecting things in ways you didn't connect it before. And I think in your first growth hack, I think that was a wonderful example of you just basically tapping into really low cost, simple technology that just would integrate exactly into your process and then accelerated what we were doing. The best part is you actually tested on live clients, and now you're looking at how to integrate them back into previous clients, which is awesome. And then you linked it into your second and third growth hack. I think also one thing that I want to point out, and if you can just touch more on it, you had to make a very important strategic decision at the beginning of this challenge. I don't know if we covered it in the first part, but you have a supercharged secret growth hack. And we were debating whether that would be the growth hack we would use for the challenge or not. And you came to a really good conclusion. I was very proud you did that. Said, I need to build the foundation of my business, because if I don't have the foundation in place, I can't accelerate, right? I can't do the other things. And so I was really glad you did that. I mean, if you can walk us through your frame of thinking, how you got that decision, because I think a lot of people can learn from you why and how you made that decision.
Yeah. Did we go over what it was? The secret?
No, so we've keeping it secret. We haven't gone through it through the session. It's still a secret until you're ready, and then we'll do another thing on it. But I don't know if we talked. Well, we've definitely mentioned the secret growth hack, but we haven't talked about it, right? We said there's something there, but we haven't told anyone what it is yet. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the thinking behind it was basically understanding priorities. Right. So I have this thing that I'm growing that kind of fell into my lap, and everything came together. So it was like, okay, do I go for the less exciting, but ultimately more useful, more useful building of the foundation and just like understanding that. And I've tried before with figuring out tools and systems and just on my own. It never clicked with me. And I was always like paper and pencil and doing this. I was like, that's what I was comfortable with. So that's why when we came together and like obviously you're pushing me and when push up comes to shove, I know I need to do this. I have a podcast coming in 3 days to help me to go over what I've done. So let me use this kind of motivation and this accountability in order for me to like overcome that hurdle.
Yep.
And it was very easy because you told me which app to use. Like, oh, check this one out. Oh, they have a lot of integrations. I was like, okay, might as well. Nader told me, let me check it out. So it was still a little bit there was a level of discomfort there because it was new. So obviously you have to sit down with it. Okay, let me play around with it. Oh, that's kind of boring. Let me like discipline. That's where discipline comes into play, right?
Yeah.
Discipline, you just sit down, you try to get it. But once you get it, once I was getting it, and then I was envisioning, oh, I can use this for this. Clients are gonna have a better experience when they come see me because it looks cleaner, and then they could book times, and I don't have to spend my time asking them what time is good for them, this and that. I could just put my time up automatically, and they could pick whichever time is good for them. I don't need to do anything, and then I just get automated. I get notified when they pick a time. That everything was just like check, and I was feeling better about it. So It just goes to show you, like you don't know what you don't know. There are things out there that will enable you to grow and progress. And sometimes just all you have to do is just spend 30 minutes going over something, and then you'll understand how to integrate it. So going back to the original question, I understood the value of doing this. And I understood the value of having it be applicable to my current situation at the moment. Like I would be able to act on it that day or the next day.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, let me just pick this. And I know the other choice, it's there, it's building into the future, but it was going to take time. Like at the moment, I'm working on it now, but it's still taking time. It's taking time out of my day. Things are moving slow, but they're moving forward. So I was like, okay, I know things are going to be marinating over here. What I could do over here is just take action on it now, start building it, start refining it. And then when this stuff comes into it, when it's ready to go, then I just take what I've made and then put it in there and then just have everything in one spot.
And that's the formula of creating momentum. I mean, the formula of momentum is micro action and massive impact. And then just repeating that process over again, so it becomes perpetual in nature. And that's where real growth comes in. It's in the momentum. And we talked about this before. I'm not sure if it was with you or one of the other contenders, but what we're looking for, we're not looking for spikes of growth. We're looking for what's called a rising horizon. And that rising horizon is built through momentum, right? Which is exactly what you've mentioned. Small micro actions that have mass impact. You go real slow to start, and it just picks up with pace. And it seems like everything is moving in slow motion, but it's not actually. When you step back and look at it, it's actually what you've done in 10 days is a lot. And sometimes it's just one little trigger, and then the rest just falls into place. And one of the things that we use, if you remember, the first hack was I call it integration browsing. So once you enter a system, go through their native integrations and just browse and let the ideas come to you and discover what else you can do. And you did that successfully with, I think it was Honeybook that you mentioned, and that completely enhanced your ability to service and create value to your clients. And that's exactly what that's about, right? And I'm glad that you consistently kept the idea of how to create value. Many entrepreneurs just lose out on that. Like, I want to create a great product and I'm going to charge a lot of money for it, or I'm going to create this product but charge a little amount of money for it because I'm just going to go to mass. But it doesn't matter which side of the spectrum you're on. You always need to be creating value, right? People buy things to get benefit out of it, utility. If you can't create that utility, your service is pointless. And so in your case, that's not the case. Thank God. I mean, you're able to really dig in and create that value. You're using systems to do that. So that's awesome, man. That's really, really good. And I'm looking forward to the super hack, by the way. I'm looking forward to it.
We touched on it. We touched on it last episode, but my third one is just like streamlining the services and trying to get this online component of my services, because before I was just personal one-to-one, and you talked about this, like creating a low barrier entry, low friction point for certain people. And I find that's like invaluable, because that the whole point is to find ways to not give like 1 hour of your time for a certain price point, right? So if I could scale something and just kind of create something and just have people, even though it's like maybe like like 80% discounted, but then how many people can that touch, right? At 20, 30, it's not only the price, but then people are getting exposed to me. And the more exposure that I get, then I'm able to put my face out there. The more opportunities I get to upsell and provide my services to those that are not only willing, but able to, right? So
Exactly.
that's another thing, another gem that I've taken from you and this whole process.
Fantastic. So as we come to the end of this process, we work on a paid forward system here to become part of this challenge. You must be nominated, like Richard was nominated by another contender. Or you can either be nominated by a previous or existing contender at any time. You can reach out to them, talk to them, tell them about your growth story, and see if they'd like to nominate you. On top of that, every contender has the right to nominate at the very end 3 people that they believe that they think that they can really benefit from this. Each challenge is worth $10,000, and the reason you're nominated is because it's free for those who are nominated. So here we come to the end, and who are you passing the baton on to? Who are you paying forward to for the next challenge?
Yeah, I'm gonna nominate three individuals that I think would rock it and just kill it. The first one, my good friend Alexander Manalana. He runs a automotive industry. He's in the automotive field, so he's doing some good work there. Amanda Gaunell. So she runs a home-based day spa, which is super interesting. Yeah, it's something that I've never seen before, but she's like kind of rocking it. And then my brother, Louis Guaman. So he's a leadership coach, and he's kind of like in the same field, doing the same stuff that I'm doing, just like a different industry. And yeah, I think he'd absolutely kill it.
So you'll have to pass your playbook on to him then, and he can copy some of the things that you've done. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because everyone offers things in a different way, and that is pretty important at times. So yeah, awesome. Okay, so as we come to the end, is there any kind of last kind of takeaway, like anybody who's watching this, if there was just that one thing you wanted them to know about this challenge, or something that you believe is a learning that's super important you'd like to pass on, what would it be?
I think I like to say that at the end of the day, you just gotta just believe in yourself. You know, like you tackle on all these challenges and you put things on your plate. You're only gonna like rise to the occasion if you believe you can do it. You know, if you don't believe that you're able to do this 10x challenge, or you're not able to, rise up in your job, whatever industry, then you're not even gonna try. So you just gotta believe, like keep the possibility open for yourself, and then surprise yourself, because like that's what happens. You stretch a little bit, and then you don't think things can happen, and it's uncomfortable, but then something clicks, and it's like, oh hey, I could do that. Something like this happens, and then that's how you raise to that next level. And then it's just incremental, like you said, incrementally growing bit by bit. You take on these challenges, and the doors just open up for you, sometimes without you even knowing. They just do.
Exactly. And it's funny you mention that, because I noticed with a lot of our contenders, a lot of doors start opening up as we go through this process that had never been estimated. And what was funny is one of my first contenders told me, he's like, I had all these doors were opening up before. I just didn't recognize them. I didn't know what to do with them. And he's like, I know what to do now. And I see them coming, and they're increasing. And I said, that's what this is about, right? Mindset shift, taking action, knowing what to do with it. So that's what it's about. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Richard,
Nader, thank you so much. I've learned a lot. I will continue this momentum moving forward and just keep it going.
Awesome. So I look forward to seeing you in the All-Star program. For those of you who are still with us now, thank you. Please do like and share this. You'll find Richard's information below. Feel free to contact him directly. And there we go. Best of luck. Hope to see you in the All-Star program.
You got it, for sure.